What's
Hey,
up, Bray? How we doing?
awesome, man. Look at I got some
Welcome
fast
back.
gas down here. Look at
That's right. We went straight for fast gas because no,
what's that?
we're waiting on this auction and then we'll get right into it. But 27 seconds left. Look at these guys
Yeah,
up here.
I know, man. Happy look at that.
Remy, the Piper, B3, Foe, and Agent Zero.
Agent
All
Zero.
all creeping up on the $1,000 bee honey mark.
I know, but that's 1,000 bee honey. But bee honey's $2 a token. Tim,
$2? You sure about that?
$2 a token. Yes, $2. So yes,
It's funny. It's $2 a token and it's 2 for 1 at the auction.
That's right. Look at final. The fast gas is over. Look at that.
There you go. Yes,
Nice.
fast gas is over. Let's get rid of that one.
Ooh,
There
looks
we go.
good.
Yeah, 898, 919, 903, 902, 906. And you were saying something about bee honey? Oh, not that one.
Oh,
There it is. There it is.
Hey,
Look at that chart.
look at that. That's nice, huh?
Wow. Where's the guys with all the green dots and colors all over it and the bars and graphs saying, look out. Here we go.
Yeah, look at the charts. That's right. Well, look at get rid of your little OK thing. The little, the OK. This is cookie. See the one at the bottom.
Oh, this,
box.
yeah.
So look at that. Down at the all-time low is 46 cents. That was November 9th, right? Just
Yes.
3 months ago. It's nice up from there. That's at like what are that's 3-4x, right?
From under 50 cents to $2.
Yeah, $2. Yeah,
It's 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
4. Yeah, it's nice.
4x. Yeah, you got it like that.
Good day if you got
I
it in
do like
November, right?
Well, yeah, that was the exact good day. But I mean,
everybody
you
gets
got
rest.
you
Nice
gotta
bottom.
just like the when you launch, there's always all this FOMO stuff going on, and then it finds its own pace. And here you go. Nothing's straight lines, but it's headed.
We compare with Ethereum. You know what I mean? Look at Ethereum. It's I think it was lowest. I maybe say it just got under $1,000. I think it just got under close. I don't know.
I think that was for a heartbeat.
It was like a dip, real quick.
Right. That was just so his mother could start her
her DAO. That was for her DAO. That was a DAO dip. That was a DAO dip for Mrs.
Mom's DAO dip. Let's sell into that. You buy, Mom, and then we're going back up.
That's right. But that, it's not even double, right? And again, I know Ethereum is it's a Mac Daddy, right? We got Bitcoin Mac Daddy, but that's nice right here. It's like a 4x. That's good.
Huh? You gotta
we like our ecosystem here.
But we're not giving out financial advice by any means.
No, this is all fun. We're talking about honey.
Let's play that. Hey, did you see? You were watching my shows while you were on vacation, right?
I did. I watched them too. Yes.
And you remember the moment that I said that now one of the Fed chairs said that the emojis constitute financial advice.
Oh,
the rocket ship, the stock symbol going up, and the what's the other one? The money bag.
What about the crying one? The crying
one? No, that doesn't do anything. But I threw in the moon. I'm like, if you throw a moon into there, it's going to moon. They were like, they're leaving some out, but they were like, no, it's punishable as financial advice if you use any of those emojis.
Wow, is this the guardrails we were talking about, Tim? Is this them?
If that's their version of regulation, we're in trouble.
Real quick, just before, because that's funny, man. I'm gonna just go through. Yes, George, good to see you. Oh, they're looking for the alpha. Yes, let's buzz and go. That's what I'm talking about, George. Yes, Mr. Yes, the alpha. That's why he's looking for alpha. I see it here. Look at.
Well, that's because I said I was alone. I didn't have any alpha, and when you came back, you would have it all. That's why. So I'll take all the blame. I said, come back Monday when Ray's here because I know nothing. Ray's got all the alpha.
There you go. Oh, look at good to see you, Robin. Excited to see you, like to have you tonight too. And Craig, yes, hello, my good sir. There you go. Will, there's Cheesehead. That's my man, Cheesehead Will. I like how he made his B. Got that special trait on his head. I like that, Will. Good evening, Ariel. Good to see you. Good to see you, Josh. Yes, hello, bees. Oh, look, there's a sniper. There he is. That's the guy. Floor, hello, and Mauricia, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. It was got a nice break. I feel refreshed and good. Hat Sack, good to see you. Great to see you. And yes, show me. See, Hat Sack knows it's the bee honey. Jason, good to see you, brother. Yes, the T-Ray show time. Monday. We dissolve. Marisha said we deserve nuggets. That's what I'm talking about, Marisha.
Oh, we abandoned her. That's what she said.
Is that what she said? Ariel
Yeah.
laughing. See, that's it. Oh, look at my man here. That's all financial advice.
That's right there. You're gonna get. That's it. I do not know this man. I don't know him. I don't know anything about that.
So the rocket and the honey pot and then the money bags. So that's it. There you go.
That's financial advice right there. Don't do it.
That's how the world changes, Tim. That's the world. That's this new world we're talking about. But yeah, no, great stuff, man. I mean, go ahead. You had something?
I was just gonna say that we're going backwards. We're regressing back to caveman things where they just drew a couple pictures on the wall.
Hieroglyphs.
So it's like, right. Yeah. So just draw the pictures of a rocket ship and a honey pot, and all of a sudden you're a caveman giving out financial advice.
They were way ahead of their time and they didn't know it. They were giving out financial advice. They were big stock guys back then. So there you go. So it's all good, man.
Wow.
It's Sniper's laughing with his financial advice.
Picking these cryptos so easy a caveman can do it.
That's right, Matt. Yes, next level for the bees. Bees are doing great, man. I mean, like I said, the bee honey. That's why you brought up that chart. Excellent stuff. The ecosystem is healthy, Tim. It's there's a lot of stuff to it, and I'm excited. I know there's a lot of things in the works. I know there's a lot of stuff for the ecosystem. A lot of stuff that kind of we're going to be discussing in the next few weeks, and good stuff, man, in the whole ecosystem. So, there's a lot. We've always talked about this whole space, people building real things, right? And we've been building real things. So, but yeah, I've been, I just kind of been on vacation. I told you I got to go to NASA. You had my little picture there.
I know you sent me the picture, so I was going to throw that up there and make fun of you. Look at that. You're in front of the Starfighter.
Well, you're not showing it. You're not sharing it.
It's not shared. Oh, hold on. I'm not used to having guests and everything. I've been doing the solo for a while.
It is. So that's my buddy Sean. That dude. That's we grew up together. Plus, I worked on those jets. We worked on those together a while ago, back in the early 2000s. So we used to work. But you can't see the other part of the hangar. There's like 7 other jets like this. They're called F-104 Starfighters, and they're usually blue. This one's their stealth one. But they do air shows and things like that. They used to chase down, because this is at NASA. So I'm on Cape Canaveral, the base, not where everybody does the tourist stuff. This is the base. These things used to you chase down the boosters that jettison from the shuttle.
Oh, that fall off once they go up high enough?
They would identify. Obviously, there's radar, but you have to have visual eyes on. So they go and start sending out the ships to go pick up those boosters.
Nice.
Crazy. But yeah, good times, man. So I did a little of that, and then we just hung out and had a relaxing time. So
did you say you got to drive those around? You were up in there, doing...
No, I didn't ever drive. I've been offered a couple times, because when you work on them, they would want the mechanics to trust their work, and they take you up. They take you up to do a test flight, right? But I've never done it. That's not my,
Trust their work, or they want to see if that's like you sip the poison first to make sure it's not going to kill them. That's why they want you to go up. They're like, come with me.
Yes, most pilots, that's what they do, especially when like I said, I used to work on private jets and these things. They want to take you up and make sure you believe in your own work, Tim.
Right. let me check those screws again, and then we'll go up.
That's right. But yeah, man, it was a good relaxing time, and everybody needs a little break,
Sure, absolutely.
But a lot of news. I missed it. I felt, you're out of crypto space for 10 days. It's like 2 months, man. I didn't know what's
a lot of whole stuff world. We went down and back up again since you left.
That's right. You got news, or what you got?
I got a couple things, but I'm going to let you catch up on most of it. But I thought these 2 things were pretty interesting.
Right.
Lido Finance. Ever hear of them?
I have.
So they have activated a staking rate limit after more than 150,000 ETH have been staked.
Huh.
And so basically, 2 things why I did this: 150,000 ETH coming staking over there, but they're trying to slow people down because they're giving out the returns for staking ETH, right? That's what it's all about, proof of stake. But they're worried because people are trying to do it so fast. I'm taking this as a hint to what's going to happen when people are allowed. See, the thing is on Lido, people are allowed to take their stake in and out, right? And that is what the new version of ETH is going to be able to do, right? They're going to be able to unstake your ETH, which has been locked up for such time. The Shanghai, right? Is it Shanghai?
Shanghai, yep.
Once that happens, people will be able to go in and out. So this is giving them the ability right now, and it's obviously wildly popular because 150,000 ETH staked, and with the ability to go in and out. So this is I'd call a foreshadowing to what's going to happen with the Shanghai. So that was really cool. So, but just to keep our feet on the ground, a whale has sold more than 1,000 NFTs in 48 hours.
Wow.
And is called the largest NFT dump ever.
And he did it on Blur? Is that what it says?
He did it with the Blur marketplace. So I think there was a method to his madness because if we go down here, including 90 Bored Ape Yacht Clubs NFTs, 191 Mutant Ape Yacht Clubs, and 308 other Deed NFTs, just to name a few. So yeah, a whole bunch of NFTs that he dumped, but he did what's his name? Machi Big Brother promptly bought back 991 of them.
Oh yeah.
So I think with the trading, you're going to get Blur tokens, and he's one of the biggest Blur token holders there is. So I think when you're trading on their marketplace, you get the tokens because they're coming out here at the bottom. I wanted to see.
He's looking for the airdrop.
Right.
Yes.
There's another airdrop coming, which made the news. But let me see where it is. Here it is. On February 22nd, the Blur team tweeted that the project will soon airdrop another 300 million tokens into its second round. Wow. So he's trying to get a piece of those for trading that much stuff. So the headline is a little bit misleading that a whale, sells off 910 when he bought back, 90.
That's a healthy haul. Go down to his wallet. See all them? I'm looking at all that ETH. I'm not down there. There's one more. Go down a little further. No, a little more. They're right there. Bam. Look at that. 90 BAYC, 5707 ETH, 3091. Right. That's a nice haul of ETH. That's my man.
Yeah, $18 million worth of trading going on.
Yeah.
So he's paying the gas fees to get, to sell them and buy them right back.
Right.
Paying that gas because he wants to get the drop for the trading fees that he's got going on there.
Yeah. So people could see, you see, obviously you lose out a little bit, right? But if you see in the big picture of things, my man's going to get a healthy airdrop with the Blur.
He's going to get a big portion of this 300 million tokens that's coming in the second round.
So that's what's nice. If you are up to date and you keep plugged in with certain things, that's what it's all about, man. Is understanding. Yep. He's kind of losing a little bit of gas fees over here, but man, he's going to big haul with this Blur. That's great, man.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. It caught my eye because of that. Then I read it and I was like, well, he bought them all back. So he was just, what's the one quote? Sorry, I'm going back and forth, making people crazy. But they said it was like a naked market manipulation.
Sure. Well, it's bringing attention to Blur. It's exactly what Blur is doing. That's why Blur is doing an airdrop. You're trying to get that activity on their exchange, their marketplace. So, that's what it is, man. People can say all this manipulation, all this stuff, but it brings right there. You go.
One big wash trade to generate huge Blur airdrop profits or pretty naked market manipulation.
Right.
So yeah, he's working the system. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not illegal, but he's just, buying and selling his own stuff. So there you go.
We can get an airdrop. That's the rules, man. That's what the rules say.
Well, not too many people have $18 million lying around ready to go to jump in front of them and try and come over the top on his, sells and buys, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So he just, churned his stuff around and he's going to get the Blur.
Yeah, absolutely. That's correct. Hey, Donna Night Owl. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Steve, glad to see you. It is happy Monday. We didn't get to say happy Monday. And hello, yes, Toma, good to see you. Peru, welcome, welcome. See, that's what I like about the bees. We're global, man. We're a global
Oh
team.
yeah.
So, I got some things to go through. I mean, it's quite the thing here I got here. I got a little bit of AI stuff, Tim, and just kind of cool stuff that's happening. And then also people are doing a little bit too much with AI and kind of getting rid of people and firing people already. So, and it's not working out like they thought. So it's just like I said, a lot of news. And then just going into the central bank digital currencies.
Yeah.
What that really means, even if it's constitutional. There's a lot of stuff with that because the CBDCs, that is all about control, man. That's the main thing. And that's why we're all about decentralization. That's what like I said, we're fighting this new financial battle, and I'm excited that I think we're gonna do very well. You know what I mean? So let me share my screen, and of course, I like to start off with the memes. Here's a nice Bitcoin. Have you seen this one?
I don't think I have.
Let me blow it up. Here we go. Ready? It's action packed, Tim.
Oh, I know that movie.
Oh yeah, maxing out the credit cards. Look at the financial.
Oh.
Look at. This is 2022, Tim.
Yeah. Oh, he lost the back of it.
Yeah. You know what he's going back for, Tim? His private keys, Tim.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yes.
He's got him.
He's got it.
Oh, he's going to run after the plane.
Oh, he's going to get it. That's just a little King Air. Let's catch it.
It's not a starfighter.
No, it's not a starfighter.
Oh boy.
Yep, that's all right. Bitcoin.
Made it. He made it.
He made it, of course. That's the crypto market. It's exciting over here, Tim. A lot of excitement. A lot of excitement, a lot of stuff happening. And yes, it always feels like you're just on a wing and a prayer, Tim.
I see that was that actor was Woody Harrelson, who
on Saturday Night
was on Saturday Night Live this weekend. Yeah, causing quite a stir.
He did. He's quite the truth teller, huh? But anyways, it's this whole space, and that's why I'm going to start off with is Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all, and if you see these little yellow boxes, right, these are the times of the halving, right? The little charts. I don't know why. Let me see. It's got this tweet above it. Let me show you. I get down a little bit. There we go. So you can see it all. But if you see each one of the yellow boxes, there's up here is 549 days, 522 days, 375 days. And that's from the exact halving, when the halving starts, to the end of this bull cycle. And you see it every time. That is exactly what happens, right? These look like smaller moves, but you're talking about from, $3,200 all the way up to almost 70 grand. So these are quite the moves, right? Or 32,000. So that's quite the move. And up here, if you look, when we get to there, it's probably around, let me see, I think I got the years down here. Yeah, this is April 2024. This halving, 24th, April 24th in 2024. That's kind of number for you right there,
There
huh?
you go. Numerology.
2024, 24. But in the middle of it, on the 25th, 2000 or 2025, is really kind of like I said, when you start getting into the meat of this halving, right, where you start seeing this huge upturn. And if you really, like I said, zoom in on number, and I know you can't see these are very small, but you're talking about if this is every one of these where it hits, right, every one of them are at this corner right here, it's hitting its all-time high, right? So if
Yeah.
you hit this up here with Bitcoin, you're a little over 300, probably $325,000, $350,000 a token, right? At 2025. That's what you're looking at with this thing. And this has kind of been right on, right? This is, like I said, this is all about not really charting, just the Bitcoin halving and what happens with Bitcoin. So just, I thought it was an interesting chart. You ever see this?
I love those charts. I look at those charts all the time, but I'm going to call that it's going way higher than that. The all-time high is going to be higher than that.
Higher
because
than
because you don't have adoption yet.
Right.
So we know that, it's less than 10% of the people on earth are involved in crypto.
Right.
So I know that those are all proportional and all that kind of stuff, but I just think that because we're going to tip into adoption in this at the same time, we're going to have a bigger swing. It's going to be more like that second yellow box than the they seem to be getting smaller and smaller.
Right.
But we haven't hit adoption yet. So I'm thinking we're going to go for a really good bump this time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm calling 500,000, but that is not financial advice.
That is not, it's not. And you don't have any emojis up, right?
And I have no emojis up. And if you know me, you don't take advice from a guy in my condition.
You're so But and I'm just kind of jumping because it just kind of popped in my head. Another thing, just since everybody's talking about alpha, you're looking at his auction, and we're like 2/3 of the way through this collection. I think everybody's going to start seeing something different here in the next few days. Right,
Ray, while you were gone, I told them all that was going to happen.
Oh, way to go, Tim!
What do you mean? You said it yourself. I'll go back if you want to. When we switched from the first third to the second third, you were like, "Oh, this could happen," and who knows what's going to happen in the last third. And I was like, oh, that sticks in my head, Ray. So when you left and said I'm taking a vacation, I'm like, "Oh, he's resting up for something big." We must be going for the.
Well, it's definitely time to get to work. This is time to really did you even say check or anything like that? Did you say anything like that, Tim?
No.
Okay.
I said check out the show. What do you mean?
Okay. No, I like it. I like that. Check out the show. That's great. This is fun. You know how we watch the Good Morning America and people making fun of how crypto and emails. Oh, emails. Yeah. This is gonna be great. Right. Well, here's another one. This is funny because this one guy's all about computers, right? And he's trying to explain to these guys that it's going to be the next big, huge things. And there's these, both the Good Morning America guy and his guest are just poo-pooing him. And it's just ridiculous. When you can look back at this, it's kind of wild, right? So let me play this. Like I said, it's just a good one.
Home computer sales, classroom computer sales seem to have peaked and now have hit a flat period. And some say they're going to.
I don't think so.
Oh yes, they've hit a flat period. What should that tell us?
I really don't believe that they've hit a flat period. The computer market has been and is rising at about 30% per year, and nowhere has there been a flat period.
It is not rising at nearly the rate it was going.
Yes, it is.
We disagree. We're looking at two different sets of numbers. My question to you is the home computer destined to become the CB of the 80s, the hula hoop of the 80s?
Well, I'm glad you brought this analogy because like a CB, it won't be very useful in its present form, which is just talking to yourself and to your computer. But like a CB, when it starts talking to other computers throughout the whole country, when we have several million machines interconnected and people can talk to each other and can exchange views and can transact, can buy and sell information, of services, labor, I think it's going to be a very interesting period where we'll have an information marketplace.
I quite disagree.
I want to get it.
I think that won't work. I think that the home computer is going to suffer the same fate by and large as, say, the home movie camera. People had the idea and still have the idea that if they have a very expensive, a very good home movie camera, then they can make very good movies. The
You
trouble
still got
is,
to be a good movie maker
yeah,
first.
that's right. The trouble is you have to have an idea. Okay, people forget that. Similarly, to write good and interesting programs on a computer, one has to have an idea. Ideas are hard to come by.
Ideas are hard to come by.
This guy, and just look at YouTube, look at all the streaming, look
Oh,
at
yeah.
all the independent filming. It's like, man, it's crazy when you see. But I mean, you can understand it back then, completely oblivious, right, to
Yeah.
what's happened, and that's why, like I said, we get so excited about what we see with crypto and finance and this new upgrade of money, right, and a new
Yeah.
upgrade to finance globally, not just here for the U.S. and
Mhm.
first world countries who've enjoyed all of this greatness, right, of having access to banks and finance and to be able to get loans and do all that stuff. There's going to be this incredible explosion and upgrade of finance to the entire globe, man. And it's just, like I said, it's exciting to see, but it's funny to go and look back at what people were doing now. And people are doing that to even, like I said, with us, when we go and, either talk in spaces or just talk to other people, maybe in your own little circle of friends, and they're looking at you like, whatever, dude, an NFT, come on.
Right.
What's wrong with you, right? So, it's just, like I said, it's interesting. And we live in interesting times. And, I like I said, I know what the world looks like, but I think the future is quite hopeful, man. It just you have to go through these troubled times and tough periods to kind of explode out of it, right? You got to do that.
Well, it's you have to wait for it to click for some people.
Sure.
I mean, you run into somebody, you go, no, I don't. They have their own issues, their own situations, and they don't want to talk about something that may or may not happen a year or two from now. Like I'm saying, adoption, because we're not anywhere near adoption yet, and adoption is not 100% of people walking around spending crypto back and forth. Adoption is much lower than that, but it has to click for people. Just this weekend, Ray, a good friend of mine who has an information business online is kicking himself because he finally learned how to use NFTs as means for his membership and tokenization of his tribe, and how he could come together with that and bring it all together into a tokenized universe. And he is a crypto enthusiast like you wouldn't believe, where last Friday he wasn't. So I don't know what he watched that flipped the switch for him.
Right.
But this is a guy who said, I'll be watching, I'll see where it goes. And then on Monday morning, he said, I don't know what happened or why I didn't see it, but this is going to be absolutely gigantic. And this is a guy who does a lot of business online and is extremely excited for NFTs and tokenization and tokenomics and what's going to happen.
Wow.
With the way people do commerce online.
Well, there you go. I mean, it is. You don't know where.
But people, it has to switch for you people. You can't force adoption on anyone. But once they get it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, all right, I see it. I'll use it. I understand." And then they're gonna be like, it's like people having cassette. They said CDs, but everybody's got a tape player, right? We're using cassettes now, right? They're easy. They're good. And then all of a sudden you got CDs. I don't want to buy a whole bunch of new CDs. Right. CDs were more durable and had better quality. And once CD players came in every car, everybody had that collection.
Yeah.
And then of course you got a iPod Shuffle.
Right.
It's just the next level of what memberships and money mean to the world. And some people are avoiding it, but it's unavoidable. It's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why I said those numbers, those are nice, but there's nobody in playing with Bitcoin. If you have Michael Saylor controlling a huge portion of that, right, where no one's in it, wait till people get in it. Then he also looks smart, but then his position is going to be dwarfed with what people are trying to get in on.
Absolutely.
So, but go on, you finish that.
Well, it's all right. This is just talking about Bitcoin. You know how everybody's all talking about it's all it's all over the place. This is just a chart, and I'm going to play it, and you'll see. Not like it's stable, right? I mean, there's it's obviously volatile, but over the long haul, it's very just kind of straight up, man. But you'll see these bars. They only fluctuate, here and there. Maybe, like I said, the biggest ones are 60-70% in a year drop, but it's pretty much stays. So, if, like I said, I'm playing it, and you'll see. I mean, these are the numbers. It's moving year after year after year after year, and it doesn't, kind of fluctuate. All you do is see a steady every year after year, going up, right? There's this one here back in 2019, didn't do well, right? And then, a couple other ones. And then even, like I said, last year, 2022, wasn't great with the whole crypto space. But, it's just, like I said, good to see these type of things. But that was the whole thing moving for a whole year. And you've seen each one of these bars kind of stay pretty solid, right? So it's just funny. It just grows year after year, right? But going into, like we've been talking about, I think we've been talking about for 2 or 3 weeks now, is all of this AI stuff, right? So what's funny is I kind of picked this up. I'm on some alert system where it shows me some things that I'm interested in, and it just sends me this is an archive. It's not even a Fortune a website. So these are archives. It just sends me. So it's saying that some companies are already replacing workers with Chat GPT. Despite warnings, it shouldn't be relied on for anything important. And what they're finding out is right now, again, any of this AI stuff, it's in its infancy, man. These are like little babies, right? They're probably 8-year-old, 10-year-old kids, but these things have to learn more. You can't replace people yet, but it's very close. But a lot of companies went and go ahead, and did the thing, right? They did it and got rid of workers, and it's not, working out for them yet. And that's all I'm saying, where this Chat GPT has its issues. As a gung-ho business leaders appear to be out about the potential of the Chat GPT, it's not without its critiques, because it's not really kind of working out for them yet. So the technology is just saying, just as technology has evolved and replaced workers over the last several decades, Chat GPT may impact the way we work. As with all new technologies, companies' use of Chat GPT will be continuously evolving, and we are only at the onset. And that's what this resumebuilder.com hauler is saying. And it is. I mean, people look at this and say, yeah, no, this is it. You're going to be able to replace your graphic designers. Like I said, I use Midjourney and some of these things, and it's not there. You still have to have, a real person doing this kind of stuff. So I just thought it was interesting that companies are already implementing it, and it's just not, it's not great for it yet, right? It's not feasible to completely replace your workforce with AI. This it's actually something I want to talk about, with a couple of, and then anyways, tomorrow I want to get into this a little deeper, because this is pretty interesting. Is Radio GPT? It's the world's first AI driven radio station. Okay. And what's neat about it is this thing, right? It pulls in information all throughout the internet, just like a radio station, like news. You know how you have to have local news wherever it is, and what city, what town, right? This thing pulls in this thing. So how does it work? Radio GPT scans Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more than 250,000 other news sources, right? And information to identify topics which are trending in the local market. I think that's pretty good. That's something I think that is very necessary, right? It then proceeds to use Chat GPT technology to produce a script for an on-air use, while AI voices turn that script into compelling audio. So I don't know about that. I mean, that all I'm talking about is how awesome that is to be able to pull information all throughout, the world for your local area, your local market, and maybe have something cool where, people are informed, right, of all of the stuff that's going on in their local area. I think that we're going to be able to use something like this, pretty soon. I'm just saying, I think that, for any social posts.
Sounds like your first hire for Media Blocks.
I think so. I mean, I like, that's my thing, Media Blocks. Yeah. So, I mean, it's very interesting to me, because again, content, like what we always say, Tim, is content is king.
Yeah.
If you're able to produce good content, help people with information, get it to them in a timely fashion, and exactly when, obviously they need it and want it, whether it's, whatever, news, weather, sports, that is an excellent thing. And then, like I said, especially when you can dial it down to a town, city, or just a local area. So that's something I'm going to look a little more into, because I think I want to figure something out with that, because that is very, very cool.
Absolutely.
Chat GPT radio, right? I'm going to skip this, because this is, it was talking about the IMF, right? This lady is from the IMF, and the IMF is actually looking to maybe ban crypto. I mean, it's one of the things that they stated, right?
Right.
U.S. wise, the regulatory is not looking to ban crypto anymore, right? That was the thing. But they said is they would be open to banning crypto. The IMF, right?
Of course.
Good for the IMF. But what they're open to, Tim, is the CBDCs, right?
Right.
Because they gotta be regulated and they gotta be controlled by a government, right? The government is looking out for you, right? So that's kind of what I'm gonna wrap it up here, because this is what I really wanted to talk about today is central bank digital currencies and freedom are incompatible. They really are. And people really need to separate all this stuff. When we start, talking and discussing all this stuff, what we're doing with crypto, even Ethereum, and I know Ethereum is somewhat centralized. People look at that as that, but a lot of the stuff in our ecosystem is completely decentralized. I mean, even
Right.
M2 is called a decentralized centralized bank, right? There's a centralized place to go get tokens, right, in and out, but no one controls it. It's decentralized. Nobody has any access to it. It is what it is. It's built. It's out there on the Ethereum blockchain, floating around on its own. But this is literally like kind of the big fight, right? And everybody really needs to understand this, because you really do need to start getting involved, whether you're talking to Congress people, senators, or even just knowing what these global people are trying to accomplish, because you should make your voice known about because this is, I mean, it's your livelihood. Most of us here have put either time, effort, or capital into this.
Yeah.
And it's very important that you understand what's going on. So I'm going to read through some of this, because it's, like I said, it's important to understand. In a recent interview, former International Monetary Fund, and that's what the IMF is, it's pretty much a World Bank, right? Official Eswar Prasad discussed his new book, The Future of Money, How the Digital Revolution is Transforming Currencies and Finance. Naturally, Prasad talked about central bank, and of course, somebody from there is going to be all about the CBDCs. But now he's a professor of trade policy and economics at Cornell University. And he gave a blunt assessment of how CBDCs will affect monetary policy. And he said one should recognize that the CBDC creates new opportunity for monetary policy. If we all had CBDC accounts instead of cash, in principle, it might be possible to implement negative interest rates simply by shrinking balances in CBDC accounts. It will become a lot easier to undertake helicopter drops of money if everybody had CBDC accounts. You
Right.
could easily increase the balance in those accounts. And I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, because down there they talk about it on the other side. But everybody likes this part, right? The helicopter drops, right? Everybody
Yeah.
likes that, where you're gonna drop money into the, well, it's not letting me do it, but you're gonna drop money into their account. But if you understand what they're talking about, implementing negative interest rates, right, by shrinking balances, when they can actually add it to your account, they can take it away, right?
Right.
And that's never been able to be, with any bank right now. I know there's glitches, and sometimes we made fun of Bank of America, where that some money was missing, but those people went in, worked it out, showed what they had before, the balance now that's missing. So you can go work that out. But this is saying that the CBDC, or whatever it is, the Federal Reserve, whoever implements this CBDC, can literally just take money out of your account, right? That's not good. That's not. And these are the reasons why CBDCs are very, very dangerous, right? The truth is that CBDCs are government's attempt to protect its privileged position and exert more control over people's money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you control money, you control people. Same thing, you control food, you control people. It's very important. It's getting very close to weird stuff right here, right?
Yeah.
So we need to do everything that we can to fight and be all about what we're talking about as decentralization, right? And I'm not meaning physical fight, but you need to be your voice and understanding and knowledge and be able to speak intelligently about all this stuff, because there's a huge difference. Because when you talk to people about crypto or all this stuff, they're going to equate it to this. They're going to just automatically, oh
Right.
yeah, that's central bank stuff, yeah, and they're trying to socially control people, because if you don't understand, China already has pretty much this implemented. They have that social credit system. You ever heard of that, Tim?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So again, you picture this. I know it sounds dystopian and you're all this crazy future, 1984 stuff, but that is that, right? But what over here with the decentralization and M2 and Bitcoin and all that stuff is not that, right? It is completely two different ways. And we've been saying how that this is going to work like that. There are always going to be these two avenues, and they're going to really kind of push this big time, this CBDC stuff. So again, these are things that we need to kind of talk about more, discuss, and have serious conversations, even amongst our own circles, and get people to understand that there's a big difference between this, what the banks are trying to do, and control. Because you talk about the social credit system. I mean, just like we joke, remember about the pizza, Tim?
Yeah.
If you had, say you had high cholesterol and you're on there trying to order some pepperoni and sausage pizza, yeah, when you're on the central bank digital currencies system, they can say
Right.
no, right? They can say
Right.
no. Your cholesterol is way too high. You can't have a pepperoni sausage pizza,
Well,
right?
I don't want to go down the road you're going down, because then it turns into the commercial sponsored by Pfizer, and they want you to be sick, so they want you to have the ice cream and the pepperoni pizza. And
there's a healthy. You're right, but all I'm saying is that is what this is about. These CBDCs, that's what it's about, man. There's no other reason. They're losing control, right?
Yeah.
They know it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The genie is out of the bottle. The whole other thing with crypto and all that other stuff, that's out of the bottle. This is the only way they can come back and get control, and that's what they're going to do. I mean, that's their big move, and this is the whole idea of why it's so important to what we're trying to do with this decentralization and trying to keep all of this pure. That's why everybody is a big with the Bitcoin thing. When you hear about the Bitcoin maximalists, right? When they don't like these layers, what is it, the Lightning Network? There's purists that are called like Bitcoin maximalists, right?
Sure.
And that's all they care about. They just want to hodl Bitcoin. They know that is a store of value, and when you have a certain amount of Bitcoin, that's the only Bitcoin ever that there's ever going to be, and they just want to keep it pure like that. It's a store of value, and that's all. All these different layers are I guess you could say, more centralization. And that's why they're so, anti that, right?
Right.
So I'm just saying that's why you hear all of these different arguments. And I'm not going down that, but that's literally, I mean, that is what, especially China, that is what China's doing. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
They have all theirs ready, and I mean, I'm sure that they would be happy to share their central bank technology with the West, and also have control over everyone, and that's what it's talking about. Coming out of every person's account, full control, full control of the money coming into and coming out of every person's account. That's literally, and that's what this is. If you never heard of Cato, that's what they do. This is the Cato Institute, right? Law, economics, political. Their whole thing is all about that, and that's what this whole article is about. So it's interesting. Maybe I could drop it in there, but this is important stuff. I know we're all, like I said, excited, and if you could throw out the moon emoji, Tim, that's what we're all, excited about. But that's not what it's really about. There's big ideas, big things happening. We're doing something to really go effectively change the world. And if it happens and we're successful, that's an incredible thing to be able to say, right? Because there was, I remember, because I'm like Austin, he loves history and all that stuff. I looked at that, and the bank stuff always got me, taxes, banks. That was always interested in how that got started. So it's weird because central banks were never supposed to be in this country, right? There was literally a big, that's what they were all against. So it's just funny how it kind of all of a sudden spawned again in 1913 and all that, history and all that stuff. but
Mhm.
it's coming back around, man, and it's interesting. Great stuff. I'll drop that. Should I just drop it in here? Does that help? Does that help?
Sure.
They can't click that, can they? They have to.
They can on the show there. So, when I put it up there, if you're in the comments, you'll be able to click it in there.
Yeah.
But if you're watching the replay, you can't get in these comments. We'll have to add it to the comments after the show.
Right. Let's see. I'm going to go through. Was there any questions?
It's not hard to get to cato.org and then have a poke around there.
Yeah, take a look. And we have poker. Since she's talking about poking around, we got poker tomorrow, Tim.
Tomorrow night, yes. I'm excited to get back to business.
Yeah, absolutely. M2 has to be the there. That's right, and that is true.
Instead of the B, that was the B on the guy who was driving the Winnebago.
Oh,
had a B over his face.
That's true. Also, yeah, these were a little bit, but still, look.
Yeah,
she's given financial advice. Hey, M2 Hat Girl, good to see you. Yes. Well, she's saying you just did it all last week, huh, Tim?
No, that was just now the comments I was making tonight.
No, you spilled. That's what she's saying. You spilled.
No, right. Last week. If you want to go rewatch my shows again, you could do.
Will, what's happening? What's happening in the auction? Will, do you have news? That's right. But yes, a lot of good things. Like I said, you'll start to see a little adjustments over there, and it leaves out how well it's doing in 2023. Yeah. Anyone you want to buy my B? It's listed. Sure. Go ahead. Which one? Throw it in there.
That's what OpenSea is for.
That's exactly and that's what Bs are. NFTs. You should market it yourself. Get it out there. That's the idea. I mean, those things have. I think. What is it? They went out. When did we buy them? What did we mint them for? Was it 0.038 or 83?
Yes. 0.83. 83.
83, and they're 0.5. Let's just round it at 0.5 ETH.
Mm-hmm.
You're 5 extra money in a bear market year.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're counting down to May 11th.
Yeah, May 11th. We're going to yield bee honey. So yeah, absolutely.
And not to mention just a couple things that happened. There was the 1A where you got. Was it the 8.3 back or almost close to the 8.3 back?
Yeah, that's right. You minted.
So, and now we're coming up on May 11th where you get a little something back too, a little more bee honey.
That's right.
Gotta love the bee honey.
Gotta get a little love.
So, then how do you start calculating? You're going to need a quantum computer to figure all this out.
Hey, Will, not your keys, not your CBDC. No, that's it. They'll keep your keys, Will. They'll be happy. Any of the central banks, they'll be happy to keep your keys, right?
Right. So, he's saying, I think he means it's not your keys and it's not your CBDC. You might think you have access to it, but you don't have the keys to this. It's what they want to put in and out of it.
It's true, but that freaks me out when they your people, you got to read like they love the airdrop, but they don't know about the negative interest they take. Right. Even to the valuation. I've always said this too. If something like that happens and they change your dollars into digital dollars, it might be a 10-to-1 conversion, man.
Right. I mean, anytime you're diluting the market, that's all you're doing is diluting it. So, I mean, people wonder how inflation happens. Maybe it's because they did an airdrop while we were all sitting at home and, into everybody's account. And if you remember, there was an article about that most of the NFTs were going for $1,400 during that time frame because that's what the government checks were coming in at. Everybody would get a $1,400 check, and they'd go out and buy NFTs for $1,400.
Right.
That was like the maximum bids on stuff that was going out at that time.
Yeah.
So people were taking that and investing it in NFTs.
Right.
But hopefully they got some good ones. Mm-hmm. But that's what happened. Everybody, the dollars got diluted.
Right on, man.
So makes for harder buying power.
FOMO already set up the poker, right?
Oh, good.
We'll hop on. I don't know if it's a new passcode, but we'll get everybody set up. But I missed that too, man.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have it Thursday night. He said no poker. He texted me, and so we didn't do anything. I shut it down real quick on Thursday.
Right.
I was doing short, speedy shows, Ray. Here we are looking at 49 minutes we've been on here, but we missed you. We missed you.
I didn't get to show you that. Look, see?
There you go.
I was flying it, man. They were pulling it out.
You had the guy in the little wheelie car taxiing you around?
Yeah, those are tugs, Tim. See,
Oh,
that was my favorite. That was my favorite thing to do when I worked on planes was moving them around. I was excellent. I was excellent at backing them in. I could. You ever play Tetris? I could stack airplanes like a champ, Tim.
There you go.
Never, not one accident. I was a great tug. I was a great tug driver.
Nice. Nothing like being a plane valet.
Hey, it is. It's a great job. No, it's fun.
Very nice. Very cool. Well, it sounds great. And well, I'm glad you're back, Ray. Glad you're back.
Glad to be back. Good to see you, man. Missed everybody.
I know. We got to get back in the groove. Now that we're all caught up, we can do some more news and play some poker tomorrow and watch everything unfold. It's going to be a good time.
Right on, man. Sounds
all
good.
Right. We're going to leave it right there.
Yeah, appreciate everybody. Just give us a like and a thumbs up and share this. And then if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button.
That's right. Very good. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.